this guy. Well, good afternoon. We got Jeff here once again.
Yep.
And Jeff, what are we up to? Where are we going?
We're about to cross the border here in truck crossing and into Washington, and we'll be heading south. Goal is to get to Mexico. And
absolutely, we're definitely going to have a good time. And there, like I mentioned in my previous video, we're going to have a little surprise. We're actually going to meet up with some folks on the 27th of July. Again, we're not going to mention at this point who it is, but stay tuned, and you got to watch the videos to see it. There's going to be a little mini series here. The bikes are all loaded up. We got Jeff's bike right here. And then mine on this side. We all loaded, ready to go. There we go, guys. See you down the road.
See ya.
Well, we just crossed the border here. We are in Washington State, in Blaine. And just making our way down on the I-5 here. Not sure how far we're gonna go down today. The original plan was actually to leave tomorrow, but then we had the opportunity to go today, so we took early, and so we don't have to rush too much the first couple of days to hit our destination. Appreciate you coming along on this ride, on this mini series here. Like I said, it's going to be all split up in probably 4 to 5 segments, depends how much footage I have. But giving the history, how long a day trip or 2-day trips going, it's definitely going to be split up. Again, come along, it's going to be a surprise visit with some other fellow riders and actually YouTubers as well. Again, I'm not allowed to say who it is at this point, but it's going to be a nice little surprise, guys. Appreciate, and let me just turn the camera around. And it's another beautiful day. And actually, looking at the weather forecast, Vancouver may gonna get some rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. So hopefully we're gonna be far enough down south that we're not gonna run into the rain. Let me just go beside Jeff here. Give you guys a shot of Jeff. Once again, we are set to go down south. Well, as you can see here, traffic is pretty bad coming down. I wasn't turning on the camera because we were in, literally speaking, stop and go traffic on the big I-5 here going south, which is absolutely terrible. But with that said, I learned that there is a Blue Jays game tonight, and I believe tomorrow as well. And of course, Mademoiselle Taylor Swift apparently is playing in Seattle as well. So lots of the traffic here is all the Swifties that's going down to the concert. But anyhow, guys, on the right hand side here is basically the Seattle Outlet Mall. So that's another little place for lots of the Canadians who come down here for shopping at the Seattle Outlet Mall. But yeah, absolutely, like look at this traffic here. Let me just turn around here. We basically stop and go traffic, which is unbelievable. Like we've been to here, not just I, but we've been to here many times. And we normal don't hit traffic like this up here. Normal the traffic we hit is before Seattle and then Tacoma. Tacoma is another spot that's always pretty bad. And then of course further down Portland. But we never normal see it here. I mean, it started right up in Blaine and then all the way through Bellingham and everything. So there must be a lot of Swifties going down to watch a concert. And here we got a beautiful casino resort, the Tulip. It's one of those nice casinos and hotel resorts within very short distance from Vancouver. So again, another great spot for Canadians to come down. Well, let me tell you folks, this was painful. We're going currently around 20 to 24 miles per hour, just rolling into Seattle. This was definitely the longest ride to Seattle from Vancouver ever. Unbelievable, the traffic. It feels like we're already in LA or something like that. And it started, you know, pretty much right in Blaine. It eased off a little bit, and then definitely through Bellingham and everything. But anyhow, we are rolling into Seattle. The big tower is right there. Let me take this camera here. Let me get in the right gear here so I can turn this camera around. There's downtown Seattle with the tower. And again, like I said, this was the most painful ride. So hopefully after Seattle, when all those people take the exit, since they're going to probably the Taylor Swift concert or whatever, hopefully after the traffic will be better and we can get moving, because otherwise it's going to take us a while to get a little bit further down. But yeah, we just gonna come to the tunnel here, and then after, on the right hand side, there is the two stadiums. I believe one is called the Safeco Field, and the other one I have to look it up again. And then right after there will be all the Boeing Field and all that stuff as well. So lots of stuff happening here in Seattle. And again, we are really close neighbors from Vancouver, so Seattle is very popular for Canadians to come down for the weekend as well, especially with the sports teams as well. So also obviously the Blue Jays play tonight down here, and then in the winter with Seattle having the Kraken now, you know, playing against the Canucks. Let me just show you a little bit of the port here, and again the tower right there with downtown Seattle. So very similar to Vancouver. Always nice to come down here to visit for sure. Of course, when you're in Seattle, you gotta come to the public market. It's an absolutely must. And then of course for a lot of the people, the very original Starbucks. That's a must as well to go see. And Traveling Toll was just down here probably a couple of weeks ago, going checking it all out, the public market, and the first Seattle, or this first Starbucks. So here to the right, those are the two stadiums. Like I said, I believe one is called Safeco, and the other one I would have to look it up. Of course, I have to make sure I travel safely here while I'm holding the camera. T-Mobile Park, that's what it says on the building, and the one on the right, I believe it's still Safeco, but I'm not sure obviously if it's 100% or if they renamed it like so many other sports arena. So hopefully again with the people going to either of those stadiums for the Taylor Swift concert and the Blue Jay game tonight, so hopefully traffic will ease up a little bit, but normal down the road here. Actually getting into Tacoma is normal down the gridlock, and then the next one, like I said, will be down in Portland. It is just 4 o'clock and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and once again shout out to Indy Ridge. I got my Indy Ridge on again. Let me just give you guys a quick picture here too. And again, this is the second trip now I'm doing with those boots, and I absolutely love them. And even today again with 86 degrees, they're so comfortable and ventilated. Awesome boot, can definitely recommend them, and I will definitely buy another pair. So look at this, guys, there's an airplane right there, right above us, and just on the right here, it's actually Boeing Field, the headquarters of Boeing airplanes, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. And it goes on for blocks and blocks and blocks. So this is the main factory and everything for Boeing airplanes right here on the right hand side. Here we are, traffic is flowing nicely now, and we're just coming in to where actually the turnoff is for the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Hence we see a lot of planes hiding up there, and so it's actually the Seattle-Tacoma Airport is actually past downtown Seattle, just like in Vancouver, where the airport is actually in Richmond, not in Vancouver. But yeah, we're just coming to that one and keeping rolling down south. I don't know if you can pick it up, there's one plane right there. We've seen several planes earlier on as well. So here we're just rolling through Tacoma. To my right, actually behind this box truck there, is actually just a Harley dealership down below here. Tacoma or Harley Davidson of Tacoma. It's actually a pretty nice dealership. I had a chance to visit just about a month ago or so when I was traveling through Tacoma here. So it's a pretty nice one. It was actually the very first time I stopped in, even if I traveled down here many times. So surprising enough, the traffic through Tacoma, it's actually moving. I'm really happy about it, because again, we were thinking we're going to be stuck. But anyhow, let me just turn around the camera here. Another nice building is actually the Tacoma Dome Stadium, which is just right in front of me here. It's right beside the highway, and it's pretty popular as well for events and everything as well. So there we go. We got it right here on the right, the Tacoma Dome Stadium. So we're just pulling off the highway here at I-5. We're just going to do our first gas stop. So we were able to make a little bit of time up. I'm not even quite sure what the town is called here we are in. Old Highway 99, Old Highway 12, not sure. But we'll get some gas, we'll play it safe, probably get a drink, and keep it rolling down, heading south. So thanks to the Harley navigation system here, it actually showed us that the chevron should be down here on the left hand side. But it doesn't look like, it looks like it may be changed. This should be the one right there, Jeff. That used to be a chevron for sure. I don't know if they changed name on it. Jeff, are you here? That was the chevron there, but I don't know if he changed name or whatever, but you could see it showed like it looked like a chevron. It was the one back there. You can see on the, you know, on the pumps and stuff, the chevron colors still.
Oh yeah.
So they probably still have the same stuff in the tanks anyway. So we just gassed up at that small town there, and the great big wall for something like that resort. And Jeff was just telling me apparently they're really good when you have kids and they're all over. And then when we got back on the highway, you actually saw the big water slide park and everything like that. So apparently a great place to go. But anyhow, we decided we're gonna probably ride for around a couple hours or so, and then we're gonna slowly start to find a place to eat and a place to sleep for the night, and have a good rest, and keep on rolling tomorrow. But it's been a great day. It's 5:40, and so yeah, if we're doing around a couple hours, that's perfect timing. Go and find a place to rest and a place to eat, enjoy our evening and everything like that. So we have about 100 miles to the Oregon border, where we're gonna cross over the bridge into Portland. And funny enough, guys, on this side on the bridge, before we're gonna cross in, so still in Washington, there is actually Vancouver, Washington. So another town with the same name as Vancouver, BC. So we're just making our way down here, and there is a sign here, actually Vancouver 20 miles and Portland, Oregon 28. So we're definitely getting close. And like I said, it's basically the same namesake as Vancouver, BC in Canada. So Jeff's battery for the headset was just out, so he's trying to charge it in his little cubby there while we're riding. But other than that, we're just cruising down here and enjoying the scenery. And I was just actually admiring myself how we're coming down to basically southern of Washington and northern of Oregon, and you can slowly tell how the landscape is changing from what we used to be more in Vancouver and even Seattle. Just like when we went into the Okanagan to our desert area and the Okanagan Valley and Simcoe and all those little areas with the desert area like in Osoyoos and stuff, how our landscape is changing. So I definitely can tell here already as well. And the further down south we're gonna go, the more changes we're gonna see as well. So you guys just missed that. We had a little scare back there on the highway. We were following traffic like that, and I guess the pickup truck or someone lost a bag with empty bottles in it. They were just flying up and right in our lane, right there was a car in front of us, but then the back hit the highway and burst open and bottles everywhere. So as much as we tried to avoid it, there were so many bottles in there, there were bottles everywhere, and there was no way we could avoid it. So luckily, you know, we both reacted pretty good, kept a cool head, and nothing happened further. But it was definitely something I never seen before, and I sure never want to see again. So we're just rolling in here, coming down the hill, and like I said, we're basically rolling into Vancouver, Washington. And then right after that, we're gonna go over the bridge and we're gonna be in Portland, Oregon. So it's actually interesting that when people asking us where we're from, especially when we're down in the US, nobody ever refers to Vancouver, Washington. They always assume or know that we're from Vancouver, Canada. So I'm not sure if this Vancouver here is just not as popular or not as well known, but it definitely exists. So here we're coming down the hill, and I believe that's already all part of the town as well here. With the main street right here, exit. And then, like I said, we're gonna make our way up over to the bridge and into Portland. So we're just coming to kind of like the district or the downtown. There's actually another bridge that brings you on the other side, but we're going 5 south here towards Salem. So again, and you can look over, but we had to slow down, and it was a little dangerous there for me to actually film. But we got like the stadium right behind us there. And let me just see if I can show you guys a little bit more now as well here. Like I said, I just couldn't stick up the camera there. But let me just see if I can take it out now. You see some of the downtown area here as well. And again, we're going towards 5 South to Salem. Like I said, there's a lot of history here as well. Little boats and everything everywhere. then we're coming up to this bridge here. There is a lot of bridges here that go everywhere, like in all direction. So it's definitely a city by the water. As you guys can see, look at this interesting bridge itself here. There's a deck above us, we're on the lower deck. And again, let me show you guys kind of like the core. There's an underbridge right there, an underbridge man. Bridges everywhere, guys. And again, I have to be careful here. Traffic is obviously slowing down, and I guess there's a newer bridge right there as well. Kind of looks like our Port Man Bridge. And again, look at all the decks above us and on the left side. And then up here in front of us is the gondola that goes up the mountain, or the hill, whatever you want to call it. You can see the tower right there, and there's a little gondola or air tram that actually goes up there. You see the cables, and there's the tower. And again, there's something I never took myself, so I would have to look it up what it is all about, because again, I never actually took it myself. So I'm not sure if any of you traveled in Oregon before, but this is basically what you're getting. Straight highway, there's not much happening like that, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes sometimes, 3 lanes. So not really much exciting to travel through Oregon, and most of the time it's pretty windy as well. But the next exciting part is actually coming in southern Oregon, when we're gonna do the Grants Pass. The Grants Pass is similar to like our Coquihalla Highway, not as high. I don't think as high, I'm gonna have to look it up, but a beautiful highway to ride, motorcycle dream again. Definitely gonna have to film there, because again, it's a great highway to ride. But other than that, this is what you get in Oregon. Straight highway, a little bit up and down, nothing too exciting. So not much to see here, unless of course, folks, you go over to the coast and you do the Oregon coast on the 101. That's absolutely fantastic. But because where our destination is, where we want to make it, we said we're gonna bump down on the I-5 and then maybe down in California, because in California the 101 is actually going inland, and the 101 is becoming the Redwood Highway that goes to the Redwoods, which is another beautiful experience on its own. And in California, the highway that goes on the coast is actually the #1. So we may gonna cut over in California to do the coast, the Californian coast. I did stretches of it before, just not the whole one. So again, we may gonna do stretches as well, just to see a little bit of a different scenery. But other than that, like I said, let me just turn it around here. This is basically what it is here in Oregon, right? But yes, if you go and head down to the 101 down the Oregon coast, beautiful, absolutely a must. Salem is coming up. Again, I cannot communicate with Jeff at the moment because his battery is dead, so I'm not quite sure if we're gonna stay in Salem or if we're gonna go a little bit further, but we're definitely gonna keep you guys posted. Appreciate your watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below down too. So again, we're just rolling down here, still on I-5. Jeff is back on our communication, but mine died now. So again, we're just back with the finger hand signal. The next town that's coming up, or a bigger town, is Eugene. So I'm assuming that's where we're probably gonna pull over to find a place to stay for the night and grab a bite to eat. But like I told you guys earlier, just look at this. Absolutely just a straight highway. not much happening. The wind is kicking in. I don't know if you guys can see it, but even the camera. But the wind is definitely pretty strong here because again, there's nothing. Like if you look to the left there, it's flat, and in the back there's some hills, mountains, whatever you want to call it. So of course the wind is coming down here pretty good. But yeah, it's still a comfortably 86 degree Fahrenheit. So we're still just cruising down here and having a good time. Well, where are we, Jeff?
Eugene, Oregon.
So we made it all the way down to Eugene, Oregon.
Honeymoon suite.
Honeymoon suite. Bikes are right there. Parked. We get the big unit right in the corner. And we spoiled ourselves tonight. We are staying at America's best value. You know, just the best when you're on the road, guys. Apparently there is, what did he say, a beer garden, a beer hall, something just down the street. And apparently in the backyard they have some food trucks. So we're gonna go check it out. We definitely deserve the cold one. We'll see you there, guys. Where are we, Jeff?
The beer garden.
We made it to the beer garden, and the guy at the hotel was saying they have food trucks in the back. And we sure didn't expect that. We thought it's maybe one or two. And let me tell you guys, there is like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 food trucks. And over there, let's see it, there's even a stage and everything. And it's actually pretty busy. You sure didn't expect that like that. And even for Jeff, they have a cocktail bar as well. So we don't just have to drink beer. There's a big beer place inside and a cocktail bar here. Cheers. What you got there, Jeff?
Margarita.
Nice margarita pizza, and I ordered myself a garlic bread pizza that's with olive oil base. It's pretty good. So let's have some food. Enjoy dinners.